and Brian Pringle played the real-life parents of an appallingly handicapped child, a boy with no arms and no legs and flippers instead of feet. This was the true story, funny, painful, and ultimately triumphant, of a middle-aged English couple who adopt a thalidomide baby and struggle to win his trust and his love. But the most remarkable thing about On Giant Shoulders was the performance of Terry Wiles, the thalidomide boy who played himself.
All right, love.
I don't know. Never been here capital.
Oh, take whatever you like, son. Here, you grab hold of him, and I'll go and get a tray.
Stop pinching me.
Well, pinch me back then. Now.
What are those?
What, those?
No.
Those?
Yeah.
Look, I'll point, you nod. Those?
Yeah.
They're donuts.
Want a donut?
What, one of those?
No, one of those.
One of those donut now. What do you want, please? Excuse me.
I was here first.
Will you take as long as you like, love? What, one of those?
Yeah, an orange.
Orange, then.
Orange and 2 teas,
Why is he having to face that every day for breakfast? Put you off your cornflakes. She'll put them down at birth. That's what I think.
What you down up there?
Well, that's what I'll do if it happened to me.
Just do some washing up. Wash your mouth out while you're at it.
May I have my orange, please? Put it down, please.
There was Terry Wiles in 1979 when On Giant Shoulders was made. At the end, Terry went out into the world for the first time, and we saw him become an ordinary schoolboy. The film made Terry Wiles a 5-week celebrity, and then he vanished from public sight. When we saw that his program was to be repeated this week as part of the 50th anniversary celebrations, we decided to track Terry down. We finally ran him to earth in a place called Hamilton, a provincial town south of Auckland in New Zealand, and discovered that much had happened to him in the last 7 years. His foster mother recalled how the film changed their lives.
We were no better off. There was no financial thing involved. Yes, in another way we were better off because we helped people to be aware of challenged children and grown-ups, which was our reward really, because when they saw our son Terry on the television and saw what he was able to do, then this was our reward more than anything. Yes, it did change our lives too, because that's why we're here in New Zealand, I suppose, because we found, unfortunately, our own country, and I'm sorry England, could not provide what Terry needed.
Sometimes it's really hard to cope, being disabled, because you get sick and tired of it. And you say, well, I want my arms and legs and I want them now. Especially when it's raining. Like a rainy day is really bad. It's hell for us. I know it's this for me because it restricts me even more. You know. But they're the good sides. They're the sides that people know you, or they see that you're different, you're special, and they come up and they talk to you. And so there's a lot of pluses. Pluses far override the negatives. Sometimes it's really scary going out the door, front door. I think people don't realise that sometimes. That going out into the world is like sort of going out on the battlefield. Our lives as disabled people, we're 99% ambassador and 1% public relations officer, and that's a 24-hour job.
It's quite interesting following Terry when he's in his car. Now this is a new one that he built quite recently, and as far as I'm concerned it looks like a miniature Range Rover. And the remarks when you were walking downtown, hey, that's that boy, we saw him on television. That's Terry Wiles, we saw him in the newspapers. And so forth, you know. And a lot of them you can hear, well, how does he manage? you know, they're absolutely amazed. Someone will ring up and say, could I speak to Terry Wiles, please? Yes. Well, can he use the phone? So sure, he can use the phone. And little things like that I take for granted, because Terry was taught to use his feet, his mouth, and he can do just about anything. I even taught him to swim, actually, and he can swim like a cork.
After school, I decided that I needed to get into an area where I would feel like I was living up my full potential. So I decided that I wanted to do counselling, because I think if you can't care for people, then you shouldn't be here. You have to give back what they give. I think the best way to do that, for me personally, is in counselling. I also teach a 21-year-old how to read, and she went through her life being called stupid because she couldn't read, and they didn't bother to find out whether she had dyslexia. I'm setting up Chatline. That's mine. It's a support service for disabled people, for challenged people, and it stands for Call, Hear and Talk. And that's going to be a support service and a referral service for people who want to get interested in helping the challenged. I'm also in a group called Christian Fellowship for the Disabled, and that's a non-denominational organisation. In other words, all denominations can join it. And I'm really into that. I'm really just into opening doors for everyone, including me. I wouldn't cope without support from my family. I just wouldn't be able to hack it. And the love, that I get from them, because I really admire them. Dad's brilliant, and Mum's brilliant. And I'm just really lucky. I'm just so lucky. I just realise that every day, one way or another, I just say I'm really lucky, because I've got my mind sometimes, and I'm allowed to think. The only thing I think that the world should do is listen to the challenged. Like, we don't have all the answers, but we've got some answers. We know all about being frustrated. We know all about being prisoners.
And that's Terry Wiles today. 31 years ago, Dixon of Dock Green began. Jack Warner's friendly local bobby was loved by public and police alike. A quiet word from Dock Green's father-like